What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today we're going over BBCan episode number 16, and this was the veto episode. We got to see the fallout from the nominations where Claudia and Renee were like, why is it Renee going up on the block, right? Like, why is Ty protecting Kuzi and her allies? Like, what's going on here? Does Ty not see that it's kind of the Kuzi show? And she's just kind of running everything almost the way it's going. Kuzi is also kind of upset to hear that Renee has been throwing her name out there and is pretty much saying, well, Kuzi or Renee, it's time to go. She also ends up being in the bathroom when Claudia and Ty are having a conversation about her. They're talking about how, Kuzi's feeling really safe and like why she acting this way. Ty says that he thinks that she has a crush on him and is acting like a jealous girlfriend. And then all of a sudden you just hear like flush, washing of the hands, like, oh, here comes Kuzi out of the bathroom. We were just talking about you in this room. Ty even goes to like check to see if she could hear. She totally could hear. It's like, did they not watch BBCan 3? This happened to Cindy and all of the girls when Kevin was sitting in the bathroom overhearing the conversation about how they wanted to get him out. It's wild to me that people don't check rooms before they just start having these conversations like that. But after all that, it's time to get into the veto, and it ended up being Claudia, Santina, and Nene who were picked to join the nominees in the veto competition. But specifically, Ty had houseguest choice and chose Nene, which probably is the worst pick. Unless he wanted the veto to be used, that was probably the worst person he could have picked to play in that competition. Anika would have been better. Daniel would have been better. Jonathan would have been better. Kuzi would have been better. His whole thought process was he didn't want to, show his cards. What cards are you showing? Just pick anyone other than Nene. The one other person in the house that probably is guaranteed to use the veto on Renee is Nene. Even Claudia, like, there's slight doubt that maybe she wouldn't use it. But you basically set it up where the three of them are all now competing for the veto and have a chance to take Renee off the block. Just the worst decision he possibly could have made, unless he wanted the veto to be used. Because now he's going to end up just pissing off both sides if Nene happens to win. But we still have a whole competition to do, right? Like, what is Nene won? Can't be that much of a threat, right? Well, the veto was one that was kind of in, heats, right? It was 1v1 competitions until eventually we had the finals. The first round was kind of a fence puzzle where you kind of had to fix the fence, then put your slats in there to finish them. They all had like different shapes to them, so they didn't fit in each hole. Hope ended up beating Santina in that one. The next one was pretty much a tire change competition, and it had Nene and Renee. So you had to change the tires. Then once you did that, you had to roll the tire down the driveway into these like little sections. And Nene ends up beating Renee in that one. Then we had a puzzle that was kind of made of the sidewalk of this house, which Claudia ends up beating Hope in. And then at the very end, it was kind of one of those tilt puzzles with the balls that you had to fit into the slots at the very end. And Nene ends up winning that, and not only winning the veto, but $5,000. Now, there was a slight smirk from Claudia as the competition was going on. And I don't know if that was just her happy that Nene was winning, or potentially that she might have kind of through the competition a little bit, knowing that it was less likely for her to go up on the block than it would be for Nene to go up if Claudia ended up taking Renee off the block. So it made sense for her not to win it and have Nene win it if the whole goal was to keep the three of them all safe. So this was another thing where Ty wants now, since they're pretty sure that Nene will try and use the veto. They want to see if they can make it so that she doesn't use the veto. Ty pretty much wants to protect Kuzi's allies because he doesn't want to hurt that relationship with Kuzi, which doesn't make sense to me because when Kuzi was in power, she didn't care about Ty's allies. Ty's ally was Zach. And what did she do? She threw him right up onto the block. So why is he now so worried about protecting his relationship with Kuzi when Kuzi never cared to protect her relationship with him by sending home his closest ally? Like Ty, at this point, I feel like you just got to say is one of the worst Big Brother players we've ever seen. He's completely blind to the fact that that side of the house would never work with him. His smarter move would be to work with Claudia and her allies to have more secure numbers. But by all of his moves that he's doing this week, he's not only pissing them off, he's pissing off the other side of the house now as well. So really, there's just like no win for him in this situation. He ends up getting Claudia, and he pretty much threatens to Claudia that like, hey, I might have to put you up if she uses it. And she's like, seriously? Like, I'd be an option? And he's like, well, you know, if you guys are going to want to go against me and you're going to support her in this move to use the veto, yeah, I might have to consider that. It's just wild to me. He ends up having a convo with her to try and convince her not to use the veto with Nene, I should say. And again, she was like, there's no reason for me not to. Like, I'm going to use it. There's just none. And again, Ty kind of gives that same threat where he's like, you guys are going to be seen as the threats of this house and you're going to be going against me. And if you're going against me, I got to go against you. And it's just like, anytime you give ultimatums, it's not a good idea. Now, we also got Kuzi, Anika, and Daniel trying to convince Nene not to use the veto on Renee, trying to say like, oh, she was the invisible H and she's the one who put up Claudia. And it was just bad. It was just so bad. Listen, I know there's a lot of people who are fans of the Crown. Like I liked Kuzi going in pregame, and Kuzi is a fun character, and she made one big move that was very exciting of trying to go after Zach, and ended up where she did get him out, but it wasn't through the vote. He probably would have left anyway, but that was her move. Other than that, though, Kuzi has not shown me that she's actually good at this game. Like, she really hasn't. And if you look back at all the things she's done this season, where is it that she's actually made an effort to have a good relationship with people, right? Like, first week, she goes to Santina and rats out JM, saying how, like, oh, you know what? JM was saying if he ends up going on the block, like, you're going to be looked as a snake. How does that help JM? Somebody that seemingly she would have had a very good relationship with to be able to work with. But instead, she threw him under the bus to Santina, kind of helping to seal his fate in the game. Now, she does take the shot at Zach, which, you know, that's a good move. But also, Zach liked Kuzi. Zach was not going to go after Kuzi. Zach wanted to work with her and Daniel, but she decided to take that shot at him. I just don't think Kuzi's actually that good at the game. I really don't right now. And she's probably still the front runner to win, but everyone sees that now at this point. Even Anika and Daniel have had conversations where they said Kuzi has to go at some point. And I feel like all this stuff is just making them all very exposed. Anika, Daniel, and Kuzi should not have gone to Nene and Claudia like this, because they were never going to convince her not to use the veto. And all it does is reassure them that they're working together more than they already thought they were. Like, everybody knows they're together, but like by doing this, it just reinforces that. It was terrible. Terrible gameplay to try and convince her. Anyone who thought you could convince Nene not to use the veto on her, oh my goodness. That was just some of the worst gameplay I've ever seen. Obviously, Nene does use the veto, and Jonathan is put up as a replacement nominee. Tonight we will see who wins, or who goes and who stays, like who ends up being the one voted out. Some daily spoilers. It seems like it was a little bit of a split where Santina was the swing vote. We weren't 100% sure with Anika, Daniel, and Kuzi where their actual vote was going to go. It could have been they've been leaning Jonathan the whole time, but there was no way to really kind of say that for sure. But now it does seem like they've all kind of come together and realized, like, yeah, look, Hope is just too flip-floppy, right? He's too emotional. You can't really trust him that much on sticking to the plan, where Jonathan is a lot more reliable. Plus, Hope would be someone that maybe Ty could get into his ear and pull him over to his side, where Jonathan, you will never have that issue. So it does seem like mostly everybody wants to keep Jonathan at this point, but we'll see how that all plays out with the vote. What did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys think of some of the terrible gameplay we saw on this one? But you know what? I love a good mess. I love a good mess when it comes to Big Brother. There's two times it's really good: when the gameplay is at the peak, and when gameplay is terrible. That's when Big Brother's at its best. So what did you guys think of the episode? Let me know in those comments down below. Also, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, even though I've been feeling a little bit down under the weather recently. Thank you guys so much for still watching, even though my voice and everything probably sounds terrible right now. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time.